be changing out. What's going on, folks? Let me show you how you be changing out your brake pads on a Chevy Malibu. This is probably about the same for about the maybe 2009 to about the 2014. I'm not all the way sure, but I'll put it in the description. But when you're working on the back brake pads, what you'll have to do is you'll have one screw that you want to take out of the bottom of your caliper that'll go down at the bottom, and that's going to take, but I'm using a size 13, and once you take out the bottom screw, what I did was just pull out the bottom size 13 screw, which came from down there. And then what you can just do is come to the top, and if you can see this bar, you just want to pull this out like that, so you don't have to actually take off the top screw itself. You just take out the bottom, but then pull out. This piece is going inside of your little boot, which is what that little rubber thing is. It's going inside of there, so you just want to pull this whole piece out. And once you do that, you can set it aside. And now on this is a little different because on a lot of them, you'll need a C-clamp to press back in your caliper. But on this one right here, as you can see, it has like these two little like slots on the side of it, which means if you see those two slots, that means you cannot press it back. It needs to be spun back in. There is a tool that you can get that'll help you spin that back in, but if you don't have that tool, what you can use is a nice good pair of needle nose pliers, and you basically want to take those and put them in those two slots and just spin it like that. You'll have to spin it all the way back in to get this caliper to go back in. What you want to do as you spin that back in to take some attention off of, you want to come out here to your brake fluid reserve and take the lid off of it just like that. That way your fluid is going to have somewhere to go at when you're spinning it back in pretty much. All right, now you see, this is right here is what I'm spinning back in. So I'm just taking these needle nose, see those two like little triangle looking spots, just put it inside of there, and then just like that. You want to keep spinning until this goes all the way back, almost flush with your caliper. Like I said, there is a tool that you can buy that'll make this easier to do, but if you don't have that, like I said, you got a good pair of needle nose pliers. What you can do is just come down here to your brake pads, just kind of want to wiggle them out. Sometimes they help if you have like a screwdriver or something like that, just kind of pop your pads out. They pretty much just go inside of your little slider pins. When they look like this, you definitely want to either change out your slider pins or make sure that you put some new grease on it before you put the new ones in. All right, you see right here, I got the old brake pads out. These brake pads are really wore out, so this car was making a loud grinding sound. So now what you want to do is take your new brake pads. I put a little bit of oil like here and here on it. And the one that has like this little flap right here, this goes in the back. So you want to take the one that doesn't have the flap on and go in the front. You just kind of going to want to take it like that, line it up. Got to kind of play with it a little bit and just snap it right back there behind there. Like that into place. You're going to put it inside of those two clips. I'm going to get that in. Brake pads back on there. If you can see now, we got the new brake pads on. We have to kind of wiggle with it a little bit, especially the back one to get it back in. But just pay attention when you take the other one off, how it goes back in. It kind of curls in. Put the front end and kind of snap it back like that. You'll get in. Then I just took this piece right here that I slid out and just slid that back into that opening. Just like that. So I slid back in, and once you do that, you may have to push this little piece right here in a little bit to drop that back where it belongs at. Then you can go ahead on and put your size 13 screw back in, and you want to tighten everything up good. And after you do that, you always want to make sure that whenever you changing the brake pads, that before you start driving, that you pump the brakes good. I would say pump it about 5 good times before you start driving the vehicle. It's that way the caliper can come back out and allow the brake pads to make contact with your rotor. All right, folks, once again, this is how you be changing out your back brakes on a Chevy Malibu. It's probably the same from about the 2000 and I believe like 9 to maybe 14 or 15, but I'm going to put it in the description down there. All right, please check out our other helpful videos. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thanks.